Okay, I wanted to do a somewhat, hopefully brief video on this because I haven't really seen another one on the internet at all. It's a Randix RCC-77. My best guess is that RCC stands for Radio Clock Cassette, maybe. There seem to be a number of similar products to this online that I imagine it was made to compete with other basically identical things. Most name brand, where's the screen? Here is the GE7-4956, which is also a top loader cassette. And then it looks like there were other things that were just produced very similarly. This right here, they all have probably the same cassette deck mechanism. This guy here, Unicom, just another name. They often all have the radio tuner on the side. This here, Spiny, I don't know how to pronounce it. Very similar features. This one does not, Retro, no, they call it Retro Citizen. Maybe, oh, sorry, Citizen is the brand. I'm a dum-dum. Anyway, yeah, I have not found another Randix model online, and honestly, there's very little information on Randix in general. It seems like they were an importer of Japanese and maybe some Chinese electronics starting in the late 70s. I think it's Massachusetts that they're based in, but regardless, it's kind of difficult to find too much information. This exact unit, the LCD, I assume LCD, actually works better than it appears in the camera. It does have on the side a dimmer switch, high and low. Let's just get that visible so you can see everything. On this exact one, this corner bit of the LCD is a little faded. I don't feel like doing anything about that. Of course, you just, where are we in the camera? Just push time, or hold time and then push hour or minute to set your time. Same with alarm. And then there's a sleep button. What does that do? Oh yeah, you can set another feature. I actually don't know. Anyway, something I really like about this, which it seems like is the same in the other cassette radio alarm clocks, is when you turn the radio on, you may not be able to see the lighting too well. Pardon me. But yeah, I guess you can. The light here comes on, which is a super great kind of like ambient vibe when the sun goes down. I really, really like it. Got a slide tuner here, so it doesn't just go by discretized stations.
Catherine and Paul at First Status Financial. Here's the number. It's 866. You have to see.
It's fairly loud. Fairly loud. The actual cassette mech on this was in pretty rough shape when I got it, and it's been sitting around. Hasn't been used in a while. We have here some harp stuff to listen to. You know, you need kind of a lot of dead space to really hear how the fidelity is. This isn't great, but I have comments in a second. Anyway. Anyway, it could be a lot worse. It was a lot worse. It didn't work when I first got it. Kind of the classic needs the pinch roller worked on or cleaned, needs the belt underneath replaced, and then there was another, well, I'll show in just a second. I'm going to take it apart just to show the inside. Here's the top. I really like the aesthetic of this. I like the blue dot design here. Get the fidelity, the buzz out of there rather. Simulated wood grain. On the underside here, we can see a date print. Hopefully that comes through. It's reading January 7th of 1984. Even on, like, I think it's radiomuseum.com or something, they have entries for Randix, but they don't have any for this. Anyway, I'm going to pop this open just to show y'all. We've got screws. Sorry, I'm out of shot. Screws here. And then, of course, classic, just pull this off. Or I can do that right now. Just like that. And these guys just pull right out. All of the buttons here. I'll be back in a sec. So I've never actually done a tear down, tear apart, whatever video on anything before, so forgive me as I stumble through literally everything. And I also hoped I would never have to open this unit again. It does have two little rubber guys here. Sorry, there we go, flawed already. Has two little rubber guys here. This guy keeps falling off. He's somewhere in there now. Classic. If you've never taken the cassette door off, you just pinch the sides. Be careful not to break it. And these guys will pass out of the way of the body. Put that somewhere where it won't get scratched. This little guy, spring, fits nicely into a little hole in here. It, fortunately, was not one of those scenarios where you remove something and the spring goes flying and you never see it again. Fortunately, not like that. I'm a lazy repair person. I don't know. So if I was not as lazy, I'd probably have an easier time with this. That being, I would probably unsolder stuff. But we've got 3 wires that connect to the top here. We've got one here that goes to, I don't actually really know, this snooze button. Maybe it lights up. I don't actually know what it goes to. But from there to the front module here on the actual motherboard, circuit board, whatever you want to call it. And then we've got the speaker up here. It is held in by these 2 clamp screws here, but upon unscrewing them, it looks like it may also be epoxied or otherwise glued in there. So it's not coming out easily, so I've just kind of been propping it like this in my lap and keeping things together. Anyway, I kind of wanted to I've been trying to learn more about cassette decks, because that's something I've kind of neglected to learn about. So I wanted to see if this was, I know people out there that know cassettes probably would know the answer immediately without taking this apart, to see if this was a Tanishin knockoff or some other mechanism. I don't actually know anything about cassette mechs, so I don't even know what other mechanisms would look like. I don't know if like this kind of setup with like the way the buttons are oriented is always like a Tanishin design. I don't know squat, so bear with me. Anyway, I kind of wanted to open this up because somebody online was saying that different marks will indicate different, will indicate if it is an authentic Tanishin or a copy. Since it is from 1984, I don't actually know, but hopefully, like it could be a real thing. It could also still be a knockoff because apparently even back then, knockoffs were going around. This wheel right here, let me see if I can get my long screwdriver in here. This guy, it doesn't look like normal Tanishins, because I also have, here I'll kind of pop in head, this Jensen crappy boombox, radio, CD, cassette. It also did not play cassettes. I've never actually had a cassette player that doesn't damage a cassette when you use it. So this is great. I actually have recently fixed both of them, but anyway, the Jensen looks like a Tanishin from what I've seen online. Sorry, a knockoff Tanishin. Anyway, we've got our actual drive motor over here. This guy. There's a belt running underneath it. I'll try to carefully prop stuff up. We've got screws abounding, holding the deck mechanism in place. One here, one here. Can you even see that? Yeah, you can. One over here, and one hiding over here. Unfortunately, once I got everything like fixed on this, I noticed that I had accidentally knocked this capacitor too much and one of its leads came out, so I refloated. I didn't actually like use new solder or anything. Anyway, I just kind of want to, really the point of this video is I want this to be documented in some capacity, just so it's not lost to the abyss. So let me just kind of show the whole circuit board underneath here to the best of my ability without breaking stuff. And again, I apologize. I've never done a teardown video or whatever. So anyway, that's kind of what we're working with. I'm not going to take the full circuit board out because I don't want to. I already did that. I've done it enough times, and it's kind of a pain in the rear end to get all these cables and a couple other little knickknacks to clear the circuit board and clear the transformer in order to get it back in place. So we're not dealing with that. Yeah, let me just take this, see how inexperienced I am. Take this, unscrew it so you can see the underside of it, and we'll go from there. I'll be right back. Where's the off button? You know how to be. Okay, this is going to be a little precarious because I'm holding up the case top, I don't know, with one hand. This is all connected, all here. It kind of lifts. There's a lot of wires running around the back, so I'm going to be a little careful. I've been doing a general lift and clear the wires out of the way. Lift straight up and then kind of kick the back forward like so. Okay, that's kind of as far as I want to go. Maybe we can go a little further. Anyway, the point of this being, I want to see if there are any markings. Well, I've said the point multiple times and it's changed as we've gone on. But I want to see if there's any markings that would indicate Tanishin actually or knockoff. So that's what we're dealing with there. I did a little something something somewhere that is unethical, but it works. I don't plan on like reselling this, so I'm okay to try to fix it again. Anyway, if anyone ever watches this and can let me know what kind of what make deck this is, that'd be cool. There's an 81-611 marked there. Shit. Gotta love it. There's a 5 marked there, and I don't really see any other markings. Pardon me if my head is in the way. There's a 1 marked on this drum, whatever you want to call that. I don't actually know. I see an A4 on one of the plastic parts. Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, this is what the Randix looks like. It's been having, well, I don't know if it's been having anything is right to say. I don't know what it should sound like. I don't know the quality of this, but it seems like it is not outputting the clearest cassette audio quality. I believe I'm having a little bit of wow and a little bit of flutter. I don't know if it will get better with any form of deoxidizing or whatever, or reflowing. I am pretty new to audio. Might have seen the CRT over here. I've done some CRT stuff and a whole slew of other things in my past, but yeah, I don't know much about audio quality, so it could be stupid of me to think that any of that would change anything. This is a radio alarm clock ultimately, so like how much quality could you expect is what would be in my mind. But yeah, I really like the aesthetic of this. I think I picked it up at Goodwill for probably like $8, maybe a year ago, maybe longer than that. It was kind of part of a radio alarm clock phase I was going through, which I kind of stick to. I love radio alarm clocks. I think that they're super cool, especially ones from the 80s. What's that? Wood grain, simulated wood grain. Will that stay, or am I about to kiss all of my hard work goodbye? That's the wrong one. I had to take this apart. Well, I didn't have to. I foolishly reassembled it in its entirety multiple times because I thought that my fix was going to like be the final fix, but then there are other things. I had to, I was pointing this out. This wheel, when you, yeah, that's something that I actually could talk about. Genius. That wheel, when you push play, that's not play, when you push play, it moves forward and it presses against this little dude here, against the top of him, the top of the spindle, and against the pickup reel. And it's got a rubber donut going around it, a rubber band. and it was, I guess, worn out or something, so it wasn't actually making firm enough contact with the pickup, so it wasn't spinning it. So I'd get excess, I'd get tape stuck right at the pinch roller, right up here. It gets sucked up in there. Also, my pinch roller needed to be cleaned. It wasn't actually rolling. And then also the belt, of course, on the underneath had to be replaced. I used a cheap-ass belt because, again, I do things the lazy way, not the right way. And I'm using this for myself. It's easy enough to get into, but shit. Oh my goodness. I should not be trying to record myself. Anyway. I have shaky hands right now. There we go. Yeah, I don't even know if I had a point with all that, but I had to pull this guy out, this mechanism that, like, he's attached to an arm that shows up over here. I don't know if that'll be visible in any manner at all. Yeah, actually it is. So, when you push play, this little arm that you can see vaguely through there, he also moves. And he's attached to a spring underneath that I mutilated. Point being, I don't know if there is a point. I had to take him all out, wove him through those gears from the underside. It was really obnoxious. And then I just pulled the old rubber band out and flipped it upside down to give it a fresh coating. You know, when in doubt, turn your rubber inside out. Is that something people say? Anyway, I've said it. It fixed it. It did the job. The Tanishan clones that I've seen photographed of, like, these are definitely Tanishan clones, they didn't have a rubber wheel there. It was like the same type of mech, but it was a, or it's like the same setup, but it's always been a cogged, toothed dude. Thus some of my confusion. I guess for posterity or whatever, the head says, what is it, OG62, and then E19C4, and the erase head says 721AC E26J4. Pinch roller stamped with either a 6 or a 9. Choose your adventure. Sorry, this certainly is way longer than it needed to be. But that's kind of what you get with my channel. Everything I do is long form. Now you get to see me, like, actually put it back together. Well, you can't because I've got it zoomed all the way in. Anyway, we're going to flip it over real quick, and we might as well just stick around for the rest. As a note, this center screw is longer than the other ones. Dagnab! And this hole over here is deeper because the body contour than all of the other holes. So it's a little harder to get that screw out, but it's not actually an issue, truly. Okay, now we'll just do a quick vibe check to make sure I didn't destroy anything during my time in there. Yeah, I guess in finale, whoopsie, don't want to strip this. Hadn't seen anything about the Randix RCC-77. I like it, I've had it for a while. Literally, like, could not find even another picture of it online. So I'm glad to provide this perhaps waste of time breakdown. Oh no, is there a screw in the way? Oh, I actually didn't check. I'm sorry, not a screw. A wire. There was one wire that I was supposed to make sure cleared this one thing. Anyway, damn it. There was a wire just for, I guess, the sake of whatever. The cassette deck, you know, it's screwed in like here, 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 here. The screw over here crosses the path of the wire, the gray wire that connects over here. And it has a tendency to get snagged under the cassette deck. And I did not even think about that, probably because I was focused on recording. So I don't actually know what that wire does, so I don't really care. But we'll see if I've caused myself trouble. Okay. Oh, and I also I also forgot to go searching for the other rubber donut that goes on here. But I'm going to play the card of I don't care. There we go. Plug it back in. Is that the right one? No, it's not the right one. Okay, we got lights. We got camera. Yeah, that looks really bad on the screen. Where are we? I did something wrong. Oh no. Oh, what did I do? It's not spinning. What? Oh, am I at the end of the tape? Oh, this is a different tape. That's Manhattan Transfer. Where's my, where did I put? The harp one. That was a scary moment. It's just at the end of the tape. Okay. Whew. Crisis averted. Yeah, sound quality, it sounds like there is a bit of wobble, wow and flutter, but I probably blamed that on the one donut that I said I turned inside out because it didn't sit fully flush, so it probably is getting variable tension throughout. And I also did not use an actual, like, specialized cassette deck band when I did the band replacement underneath, belt replacement, whatever. It's kind of just like a super sturdy rubber band, one of those really cheap bulk buy things. Anyway, Randix RC-77. Hope you like it. Yeah, thanks for sticking with it. Okay, this is really stupid, but right when I turned off the video, I moved my foot and I found the other rubber donut underneath my foot. I'm probably gonna, like, maybe put a touch of glue or epoxy of some sort on that so it doesn't pop out again. Anyway, that's it. You've never seen my face? Oh.